Woo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome in as we get ready to rumble here from the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway for race number 2 of the amazing Q West Racing League. Drivers out there on the racetrack, they're just getting finished up here this afternoon with their practice session. Qualifying is about to get underway. Then we'll dive right in to our heat race action, our consolation races, and then hop into our main feature event, the big show here this afternoon. As all these drivers ready to roll, they're ready to go to battle. As Mama Bear Susie Dickinson, how are you, Mama Bear, coming in, showing the love with the heart reaction here in this one. Nate McMahon coming in as well with the like and the share on the broadcast. How are you, Nate? How you doing this afternoon? Victor Ferguson, what's good, Victor? Victor coming in, smashing that like on the stream as well. Says, hey, how are you? I'm always doing good, Victor. I'm always doing good, brother. And what is the song called? The song is actually custom made, so it's an unreleased song. It's an unreleased song. Unfortunately, potentially we'll make a video out of the series and upload the song with a music video over on our YouTube page like we have in the past with some of our other amazing leagues. As these drivers get ready to go to battle, they get ready to duke it out. Practice has come to a close here, so that means we're going to get ready for a little bit of qualifying. Drivers are going to try to lay down their quickest lap time to try to get their day off on the right note here this afternoon, as they are going to get ready to rock and roll as Bonjour, je m'appelle Aaron, or Peacemaker Gaming. As we get ready to rock and roll, we get ready to go to battle in just a couple moments. We'll see who can lay down the quickest lap time out there on the speedways. We do see Ryan Elzy out there on the speedway, Nathan McMahon out there as well in the 18 machine, jumping out onto the speedway, looking to lay down a quick time here in qualifying. Patrick Maltis out there on the speedway as well. As Patrick Maltis out there on the speedway, we do see Kenny Cudney quickly jump to the top of the speed charts. Matthew Allard out there on the speedway as well. As Matthew Allard looking good. Gabriel Foster out there on the speedway as well, looking to lay down a good lap time here in his 21A machine, as Allard currently in about the 7th spot. Gabriel Foster into about the 9th position as drivers continue to go back and forth. We do see Samuel Bachman, though, with a great lap time in the 007, the Full Throttle Motorsports, the FTM machine, gonna jump up into the top spot here, quickest in qualifying. Jason White into position number 3, as there's White in that beautiful Premier Racing Setups number 22C ride. Sean McPhee jumps into second. Here comes Ethan Bill. Bill will jump into position number 4. Logan Herbert now into the 5th spot there in the 76 ride, as Zach Weisenflew gonna actually knock him out of that 5th spot and jump in to position number 5. Elliot Gamesh just getting done his qualifying effort as Benoit Savoy out there onto the speedway, looking good. Anthony Ramsey out there as well in the 8 ride, as he'll be currently scored in the 12th position. Alex Brisebois currently in the 13th spot here, as Bachman back out there onto the speedway. Looks like he will keep that top spot on the speedway as of right now, as Ethan Bill with a blazing fast lap time. He will jump up as the new quick time here in qualifying. Bachman back to position number 2. Sean McPhee gonna stay there in position number 3. William Rassin now inside the top 5 here, as he'll slide into the 4th spot. Aaron Brown into position number 5. Logan Herbert back out there on the racetrack, looking to find a little bit of extra speed here in that beautiful RJR machine, is down across the start-finish line. The 76 ride looks like he's going to jump to the top of the speed charts. Quick time goes to Logan Herbert, and it's quick time there for the number 76. We do still have a lot of drivers out here on the speedway. Here comes Brady Cornett. He's out there on the racetrack. Taylor Wasson out there, as well as CJ Lavere out there on the speedway. We see Aaron Brown jumping back out. Mike Brewer now into 7th here, as he'll get ready to roll for another lap. Tristan Leducer rolling out there, as well as the DIRTcar Performance. Mr. Radiator number 92 Ryan will slide out there onto the speedway. So last week's winner looking to get things started off hot here in this one is Tristan Leducer out there in position at number 7 as of right now. We'll see if he can find a little extra speed, see if he can move up the speed charts here, and see if he can qualify a little bit better here on the afternoon. As down across the line Doesn't look like he found that extra speed he was looking for, so still in that 7th spot. Mike Brewer, though, back out there on the racetrack. Brewer going to lay down another lap. It doesn't look like he's going to find any extra speed out of that 15 machine, so he'll qualify in the 8th position as we had 41 drivers take lap times here as Barry Wallace. Barry says, let's go Brewer. Cheering on Brewer out there on the Speedway. Mike Brewer looking good already up inside the top 10 here as Victor, what's good, brother? As it says, hey, that's great to know, man. That's great to know. That's awesome, brother. That's brother. Yeah, 100%. As Eric, my boy Eric, 10th row. Eric out there on the Speedway as well. At least he was supposed to be out there. Let me see if we can see Eric 10th row out there on the racetrack. See if he got his qualifying lap time in. I don't see him on the timesheet here. I could be just scrolling over it, but I don't see Eric. Eric, I thought you were qualifying tonight, brother. I thought you were racing. Mr. 10th row, unfortunately coming in with the heart reaction, but not out there on the racetrack. That's a heartbreaker. We want to see Eric out there duking it out with all these drivers and battling and trying to work his way in there. As always, his PC problem. No, Eric, that is no good, brother. That is no bueno right there. As Raging Cajun says, let's get some racing going. Gonna be a great night, man. We're gonna see some absolutely amazing racing action, a lot of back and forth, a lot of great battles out there on the Speedway. And if you guys are just tuning in and you haven't already, make sure you guys do us a favor, man. Smash that like button on the broadcast. Hit the like button on the stream. It's absolutely free to do. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button as well. Become part of the Peacemaker family here today. And also, make sure you drop a couple comments. Drop a comment. Let us know in the comment section right now who you're cheering for, who you want to see up in victory lane here today as we're going to get ready for heat race number 1. Now, let's double check this. So it looks like we are going to do potentially 3 heat races. Top 5 will transfer through to the A main feature event. So top 5 will go to the feature, and I do believe that means the top 3 will go to the redraw here in each of our heat races this afternoon. Top 3 or top 4 will go to the redraw here this evening. And starting on the pole here in heat race number 1, it is the 76 ride, the quickest in qualifying. That is Logan Herbert. Herbert will start in that pole position to his outside. In the 1 ride, that is Sean McPhee. Starting in position number 3, that is the 92 of Tristan Leducer into his outside in the 28 machine. That's the 22 machine. That is Jason White. Starting in position number 5, that is the 25 machine of Kenny Cudney. There in the 5th position as Taylor Wasson there to his outside. Kenneth Coe and Billy Roberts rounding out our top 8 here on the Speedway, with Sebastian Labonte and Kevin Parenteau rounding out our top 10. Then we see Anthony Rosselli, Anthony Morano, Joseph Groom, and Ryan Elzey bringing up the rear of the field. 14 drivers getting ready to rumble here for the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway as quickly we see that green flag fly here in heat race number 1. Once again, we are taking the top 5 straight on through to our A main feature event. Everybody else should go or is going to our consolation races. Barry says should do a redraw then invert lap out loud. That's always a suggestion. I'm not the guy to suggest it to. You gotta go by the league admins. They're the guys that put everything into plan, man. I'm just up here in the booth making the calls. Out there on the Speedway is out in front. It's the 76 of Logan Herbert who continues to lead the way. The 1 ride of Sean McPhee right there on his back bumper, trying to take a peek down low, seeing if he can try to take this race lead away from Herbert. Is down low on the bottom side of corner number 1 and 2. It's the 1 ride who's gonna pull just out in front down into corner number 3. Goes for the quick slide job there in 3 and 4, and he will clear Logan Herbert for the race lead. So we get a new race leader here in heat race number 1. It's Sean McPhee to the point as Logan Herbert continues to battle to his outside. Kenny Cunny there in 3rd. Tristan Leducer in position number 4 and looking for more. Jason White rounding out our top 5 here on the Speedway, and that's the most important spot out there on the Speedway right now is that 5th position to lock yourself into the A main feature event as we see our first caution flag of the day that's going to fly. Looks like Anthony Rosselli going to run into some issues here as the Van Sickle number 7 ride down low on the bottom side here at corner 3 and 4. Rolling down below the 22 and the 32 right, looking for a big run into quarter number 1, and looks like he's going to get a little help here as looks like the 26 machine here going to get a little piece of him, and unfortunately that's going to just jack him up and take him up high here. Let's take another look at it as right here, the 26 run makes a little contact. He washes up the racetrack doors. The 32 run is the FDM 32 machine up into the outside fence, and unfortunately the 26 going to get back into him, and around goes Anthony Rosselli, and that is our first caution flag on the day. Tough break there for that number 7 run as he will go to the rear of the field, and he'll have to try to battle back up there, see if he can try to find a way back around Anthony Morano, and the 26 is Sebastian Labonte, or the other two drivers. They got some contact there into that one. I do believe Sebastian Labonte is also going to get sent to the rear of the field here after causing that caution flag. So we'll stack them up, we'll rack them up, we'll get ready to go back to green flag racing here in heat race number 1 and see who can put themselves into the top spot here this evening. It's down out of quarter number 4, the green flag back into the air. Look out, Billy Roberts having some issues here on the restart. Billy Roberts goes from inside the top 10 in the Gears Unlimited ride all the way back into the 14th position. A tough break there on the restart. Is nice and easy down at a corner number 4. We will see that white flag fly. So one more time around here for Sean McPhee as McPhee will lead us down into quarter number 3 for the final time. Here in heat race number 1, Herbert right there on his back bumper can't get there as Sean McPhee will pick up heat race win number 1 here on the evening. Logan Herbert there in second, Kenny Cunny in third, Tristan Laducer and Jason White rounding out our top 5 here in heat race number 1 this afternoon. As once again we will get ready for heat race number 2, and 5 more drivers will punch their ticket into our A main feature event. Everybody else will go to our consolations here again this evening. As Charles Richard coming in, showing the love with the like on the stream. I appreciate that, Charles, coming in, smashing that thumbs up here on the broadcast as we'll get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. As Ron H says, Brewer cheered on Mr. Mike Brewer here this afternoon over there on the YouTube stream. How are you, Ron? Coming in, showing the love here in this one. Is starting on the pole in heat race number 2. It is the Izzy number 14, the DIRTcar performance ride. That is Ethan Bill. To his outside in the number 916. That is Nick Brundage. Brundage will start there in position number 2. Starting in the 3rd spot in the Public Enemy setups ride, that is the 15 of Mike Brewer. To his outside in the 24, that is Zach Weisenflew. Starting in position number 5 in the 4 ride, it's CJ Lever. And to his outside in the 20, that is Elliot Gamesh. Starting in position number 7 in the number 18 machine, that's Tony Dominguez. To his outside in the 8 ride of Anthony Ramsey. Then we see Patrick Maltes, Kevin Hebert, Gabriel Foster, Nathan McMahon, Ralph Covell, Tommy Lavelle. They are bringing up the rear of the field as we get a lot of drivers here. Once again, 14 drivers all looking for the top 5 transfer spots here this afternoon. Once again, I do apologize if my French accent or if I can't read the last names. I do apologize. If we get any of them wrong, please let me know in the comment section. I'll try to correct myself and try to keep that into the memory bank here. The boys have been trying to teach me a little bit of the French and how to say the correct pronunciation of a lot of the names, but we still struggle with them with some of the French names, that is for certain. As Ethan Bill out in front, Nick Brundage right there behind him. Brundage looking to try to jump up here and take that race lead away from the 14 ride. Is deeper in the field, the 51 Ralph Cavell, unfortunately running into some issues. He's actually taking that car right off the speedway. A tough break there for Ralph in the 51 machine, as you do see the 15 of Mike Brewer inside the top 3 right now, looking pretty here. Kind of sitting right in the middle of the transfer spot is Elliot Gamesh right there behind him. And here comes Zach Weisenflew. Weisenflew Blue trying to roll that outside lane, trying to keep himself inside of the top 5 as this is the battle for that 5th and final transfer spot. Down low, it's CJ LeBert who's going to try to jump up and take that 5th and final transfer spot away from the 24. They make a little contact, a little rubbing and scrubbing. Here comes the 24 right now. Going to try to drive it in deep down low. They're trying to take that inside lane away from the 4 right of CJ LeVar out there on the Speedway. The 71 of Kevin Hebert right there ready to pounce as he's trying to work himself around the 24, but time is running out in a quick hurry as the white flag has been displayed. Ethan Bill down the back straightaway for the final time here in heat race number 2. Bill out of 4-wheel pickup. Heat race win number 2 here this afternoon. Nick Brundage, Mike Brewer, Elliot Gamesh, and CJ LeVar is going to take that 5th and final transfer spot into the A main feature event. Everybody else will be going to our consolation race here this afternoon as we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to go. Heat race number 3 is about to get underway. This time we got 13 drivers bidding for 5 more transfers into our A main feature event. So we'll take a look here at the starting grid. Starting on the pole in the 007 ride, that is Samuel Bachman. To his outside in the 35, that is William Rassin, and there behind them in row number 2 and the inside is the 56 of Aaron Brown. Brown will start there in position number 3. To his outside in the 2 right, that is Brady Cornett. Starting in position number 5 in the 213 machine, that is Michael Vitale. To his outside in the Super DIRTcar FTM number 79 ride, that is Dean Reynolds, and then we see the 27 of Benoit Savoy there in position number 7. Alex Briespot to his outside. Philippe Blanchard there in position number 9. Philip Blanchard, and it is Brad Mikulowski there rounding out our top 10. Then we see the number 6 of Matthew Allar, Mason Wells, and Jacob Nadeau bringing up the rear of the field in the 28 machine. As we'll get these drivers stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing as heat race number 3 is about to get underway. 8 more laps, 5 more transfer spots up for grabs here this evening, and every single one of these drivers are on their tippy toes as the green flag back out into the air here in our 3rd and final heat race of the afternoon. Quickly, Samuel Bachman is going to lead us down the back straightaway into corner number 3 and out of corner number 4. The FDM 007 ride of Samuel Bachman will lead lap number 1. Aaron Brown quickly into position number 2 as here comes Brady Cornett. Cornett trying to work that inside lane here, already around at 1 driver. That's the 35 of William Rassin as Rassin sliding backwards here ever so slightly, but that battle for that 5th and final transfer spot starting to heat up. Right now it is Michael Vitale who holds on to that 5th spot on the Speedway, but he's got Dean Reynolds and Briespot right there behind him as Alex Briespot trying to work himself into that picture. Hang on to it, Michael Vitale and Briespot coming together. Look out, there goes that 213, and the caution flag will be displayed. And down pit road goes the LFM Vitale Motorsports number 213 ride as Michael Vitale unfortunately kind of getting bounced around here, pinballed as a little contact out of corner number 4. Watch the 56 ride right here, kind of comes down the racetrack, unfortunately over the nose of that 213 ride. You see how much that kind of bent Michael unfortunately out of shape here, and Michael Vitale trying to get this car pointed back in the right direction. Luckily enough, able to catch it, but such a low entry into the corner unfortunately watches up over the nose there of the 17 ride of Alex Briespot, and unfortunately Briespot going to get a little contact here as the 27 ride going to get into him there, and then he gets back into that 213 ride, and Michael Vitale with a bunch of damage. Same with Matthew Allar also getting collected in that one. As see Allar unfortunately comes in and T-bones that 213 ride. So a couple drivers getting tied up right there, and Michael Vitale will end up down pit side, and we will get ready for our first restart here in heat race number 3 as Samuel Bachman gonna try to keep these drivers back there behind him, try to keep these drivers back there at bay as single file here on the restart. Bachman, Cornett, Rassin, Aaron Brown, and Dean Dean Reynolds, our top 5 here on the Speedway. Benoit Savoy rounding out our top 6 here on the Speedway. Savoy, unfortunately, or Savoy, unfortunately, on the outside of a transfer spot looking in here. Savoy trying to work himself into the show, trying to work himself around that beautiful number 79 ride of Dean Reynolds. Reynolds working to the outside here of the 27, but Sam Buckman out in front, going to lead another lap here at the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway. Brady Cornett, William Rasson, Aaron Brown, door to doors. They're 3 wide back there behind him, and here comes Brad Mikulowski up and into that 5th spot, able to put the power down at a corner number 2, and he jumps up and stinks a couple spots and puts himself now into a transfer position here on the Speedway. Benoit Savoy there in position number 6. Benoit Savoy back there in that 6th and final spot here as he's looking to try to work himself into the show. Needs one more position as door-to-door action back there behind him. Mason Wells, unfortunately, getting a little bit of a bump there, but out of corner number 4, heat race number 3 is going to go to Sam Bachman. Bachman gonna pick up heat race win number 3 on the evening with Brady Cornett, William Rasson, Aaron Brown, and Brad Mikulowski rounding out our top 5. Top 5 transfer through. Everybody else goes to our consolation races, and that's what we're going to get ready for right here. This is our D main. We got 10 laps. 4 drivers will transfer through into our C main here this afternoon. So a little bit of alphabet soup here once again this evening. A lot of drivers, a lot of cats out here battling for these final few transfer spots as we're going to move 4 more from this C main, or from this D main, into our C main, and that means 2 drivers here in this race. 2 drivers will unfortunately load up their rides, and they will join the fans in the stands here in this one. Hi from Canada. What's good, Charles? You good for now? Listen, Charles, brother, I'm also from Canada, but I still don't speak a whole lot of French here, unfortunately. Not a whole lot of French. There's non parlez-vous français, is basically what I learned from French class growing up. As Ethan Bill coming in with that share and becoming a brand new follower here, hitting that follow button. Martin Savoy coming in as well, hitting that follow button as well over there on Facebook. Martin, Ethan, welcome to the Peacemaker family as we get ready to set these drivers loose for our D main consolation race. It's Matthew Allar who is going to start in that pole position. To his outside, that is Joseph Groom. Tommy Lavelle there in position at number 3 with Michael Vitale to his outside. Ralph Cavell there in position number 6 with Billy Roberts down to his inside as the beautiful Gears Unlimited 99 ride looking to try to work himself into the next round of our consolation races as 4 drivers will transfer through, and there's already contact. Look out! Beating and banging, bouncing down and out of corner number 2, and the caution flag will be displayed. So the caution flag going to come out just as quickly as the green flag did. It's a little bit of beating and banging battling here down into corner number 1 as we watch this start. You see the 74 Ryan looking for a big run down into the corner. He's getting shoved in there a little deeper by the Gears Unlimited number 99 ride of Billy Roberts. That gets him up into Matthew Allar. Allar getting sideways here, unfortunately trying to hang on to that car, and he's going to bounce off that 74 ride. He's going to go down through the infield there and over some of those infield tractor tires. Same with the 51 ride that you see on the outside fence here. That is Michael Vitale. Unfortunately, another wreck that he's going to get tied up into with the 6th ride of Matthew Allar out there on the Speedways. Allar beating and banging down low. Vitale just trying to get around it here. Unfortunately, the 6th ride comes up the racetrack and puts that 213 hard up into the outside fence, and unfortunately for Mr. Vitale not having the day he was hoping for here in this one, but we got all 6 drivers still out there on the Speedway, and we'll get them stacked up, racked up, and ready to try this one all over again as our D main consolation race about to go back to green flag racing. Here in this one, Matthew Allar out in front, leading the way. Joseph Groom to his outside. It's a complete restart here in this one. Everyone in the correct position, and here you go. A great jump right there for the 6th ride of Matthew Allar. Alar out in front, trying to run away with this D-main is Tommy Lavelle right there behind him in that 74 ride. Is Lavelle trying to keep these drivers back there at bay, knowing that he just needs to be inside the top 4 and not part of the 2 drivers that will unfortunately load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this afternoon. Billy Roberts up into that 3rd position as he battles door-to-door with the 11 ride of Joseph Groom for that 3rd spot here on the Speedway. See Michael Vitale on the outside of a transfer spot looking in, knowing that he needs to jump up and gain 1 more spot to work himself into the next round of our consolation races here this afternoon. The 51 of Ralph Cavall back there a little farther in position number 6, trying to work himself up and into this fight towards the front of the field, as you can still throw a blanket over top of all 6 drivers, as the top 4 once again will transfer on. The bottom 2 drivers here in this consolation race will unfortunately load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this afternoon for the rest of the racing festivities. As you do see the 11 rider Joseph Groom get up into the outside fence here. He has Ralph Cavall right there on his back bumper, but here comes that 213 rider Michael Vitale. Vitale trying to work himself around the 11 ride and try to snag that 4th and final transfer spot, sends it in deep down low. Here comes the 51 with a big slide jump. Oh, baby, contact up into the outside fence goes Vitale. Vitale up into the outside wall right there. Heavy contact and damage for Ralph Cavall, and unfortunately, he's going to go down pit side here. Heavy damage there as they came together on the outside of corner number 4 and down that front straightaway. Heavy contact there between Michael Vitale and the 51 machine of Cavall here this afternoon, as right there just comes off the racetrack. Unfortunately was not clear of the 51 ride. Couldn't really see where he was, but you see that right front damage. That right front tire completely disappeared off the metalheads. 51 ride, he can get that car to turn down into the corner. Unfortunately hits the pit entry tires there. Goes sideways, stops on the racetrack, and that will put us back under the caution flag. So we will get them stacked up, ranked up, ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are just tuning in and you haven't already, make sure you guys do us one simple favor. It's absolutely free to do. Hit that gosh heckin' like button on the stream, hit that follow or subscribe button, and make sure you jump into the comment section and let us know who you are cheering for. Who do you want to see pick up the win this afternoon at Cedar Lake Speedway in the Q West Racing League, as we'll get these drivers ready to go back to battle. Once again, top 4 transfer through. Everybody else will go to, they will unfortunately load up their rides here this afternoon, as their night will be over after this race. 2 drivers will unfortunately have their night come to an early end here in this D-main consolation race. As Tommy Lavelle out in front, Lavelle leads the way here in this D-main. Billy Roberts right there in second. Matthew Alar there in position number 3 with Joseph Groom, Michael Vitale, and Ralph Cavall rounding out the rear of the field here in this one, as he does rejoin the field. So good to see the 51 back out there onto the racetrack, probably showing a little bit of his displeasure there with the 213 ride, and he's going to be able to slide into position number 5 here, as they're going to put the blame there on the contact to the 213 machine. As we go back to green flag racing quickly, that number 74 of Tommy Lavelle out in front, looking to try to run away with this D-main consolation race win. All they know is they just got to be inside the top 4, as here comes the white flag one more time around here in this D-main. So Tommy Lavelle, Billy Roberts, Matthew Alar, and the number 11 of Joseph Groom are top 4 on the Speedway as of right now. One more shot down through corner number 3 and 4. Look out, Alar down through the cracks. Unfortunately, he's going to lose that 4th and final transfer spot. Tommy Lavelle will pick up the win. Billy Roberts, Joseph Groom are top 3, and Michael Vitale will come home in that 4th and final transfer spot, meaning Matthew Alar and Ralph Cavall, unfortunately, will load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this afternoon. Their nights are over. That is a tough break right there for a couple drivers that unfortunately will no longer be in the show here this afternoon. Let's take a look here at that D-main consolation race, as you do see Tommy Lavelle, Billy Roberts, Joseph Groom, Michael Vitale all going to work their way into this C-Main Constellation race. Ralph Cavell and Matthew Allar, unfortunately, loading up their rides, enjoying the fans in the stands here this afternoon as we're going to get ready for our C-Main Constellation race. Our C-Main about to get underway, and once again, we're looking for 4 drivers to punch their tickets into the next round. So 4 drivers will move on into our B-Main Constellation race here in this one. Starting on the pole, it is Ryan Elzy, who will start out in front, who is outside the 18. That is Tony Dominguez. Starting in position number 3, it's Mason Wells, who is outside the 7 ride. That is Anthony Rosselli. Gabriel Foster, Alex Brisebois, Sebastian Labonte, Nathan McMahon, Billy Roberts, Tommy Lavelle, Michael Vitale, and the 11 ride of Joseph Groom, unfortunately missing the start here of the C-Main Constellation race. So a tough break for one of those drivers that just worked their way into this next round. We'll have to start down pit side as a bit of a broken up start here for RC Main, and they go 3-4 wide down into quarter number 1. Still 3 and 4 wide down the back straightaway. Look out, some contact. The 111 ride of Mason Wells gonna go around in. Brother, the first caution flag of our C-Main is going to get underway here quickly in this one. This busted up start, though, really to put the blame as a couple drivers launching a little early, a couple drivers getting bounced around, and you can see them already 3-4 wide down through quarter 1 and 2. You knew that probably wasn't going to work as the 111 ride in the 7 of Rosselli, unfortunately, going to get tied together. Here comes Billy Roberts and the 18 ride. Going to slide in there from pretty good contact for all those drivers as Nathan McMahon, unfortunately, nowhere to go there in that one. He gets a little damage there, and a little damage for the 111 of Mason Wells and Anthony Rosselli as they'll go to the back of the pack, and we'll get everybody stacked up and ready to go back to green flag racing here. And that caution flag really helped out a few of our drivers that were able to transfer from our Constellation race, our D-Main, into the C-Main, as you already see Tommy Lavelle up into the 6th position, Billy Roberts right there behind him, and Michael Vitale up into the 8th position. So they've already picked up a few spots on the Speedway and looking to continue on that push towards the front of the field as they're looking to try to go through that alphabet soup. They want to be sure to be part of that top 4 to work their way into the B-Main, and then they got to do it all over again as we see the green flag fly come back out here in this one. Quickly, the green flag back out into the air for Ryan Elzy as Elzy leads the way with Dominguez right there behind him. Here comes Gabriel Foster as Foster in the 21A trying to hang on to that 3rd spot. Alex Brisebois now into that 4th and final transfer position on the Speedway. So that is the driver to keep an eye on right now, is the 17 machine of Alex Brisebois in that 4th and final transfer position. He is in the hot seat, but he's trying to work himself a little closer to the front of the field, seeing if he can try to work himself around that 21 ride of Gabriel Foster. As Foster sitting there in position number 3. He's sitting pretty right now, knowing that he's not on the hot seat, but you can throw a blanket over our top 4 on the racetrack there. 3, almost 4 wide here at the front of the field, as here comes that 26 of Sebastian Labonte and Tommy Lavelle right there as well, as Lavelle trying to work himself up and into this action as there goes the 18 ride of Tony Dominguez. Dominguez up high and unfortunately gets shuffled outside of the top 4 on the Speedway, now on the outside of a transfer spot, looking in and battling door to door with the 74 of Tommy Lavelle, as Lavelle trying to hang on to that 5th position and then trying to work himself closer and closer to the front of the field by some contact right there. More contact, beating and banging down and out at quarter number 2. Heavy contact there for the 18 ride, something broken in the right front of Tony Dominguez's ride, as we do see the caution flag fly. So another caution flag here on the Speedway, and we saw that contact, the beating and banging. I do believe you're going to see the 18 machine of Tony Dominguez just get in here a little too hot into the back end of the 26 ride. Unfortunately, that's going to get him sideways, nowhere to go for the 74, as Tommy Lavelle going to drive in there and get a little bit of damage there as well on his car, and a few other drivers getting collected there in that one, as Couple top hits, couple top breaks. We do see Dominguez going right to the rear of the field here as we'll get everyone stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing as Tommy Lavelle is going to move into that fifth position on the racetrack. I do believe the 26 of Sebastian Labonte will get that fourth spot back, and that is the most important position here in this C-Main as the top four once again will transfer through to the A-Main feature event. Everybody else will unfortunately load up their rides and join the fans in the stands here this afternoon. This feature or heat, SCOYT, these are all consolation races right now. These are all consies, as Charles says. Matthias Bernatchez will pick up the win tonight. Unfortunately, Bernatchez not here this evening. I haven't seen Bernatchez in the field at all this afternoon, so I do believe Matthias has unfortunately missed this race here this evening as Alex Priestbaugh on the restart looking to try to take this race lead away from the 9 ride of Ryan Elzy. Elzy trying to hang on to position number 1 here on the Speedway as they head down across the line, clicking off another lap. Gabriel Foster right there in position number 3. And now you see Tommy Lavelle into position number 4 and looking for more. Michael Vitale right there behind him, and Billy Roberts. So some of our D-Main drivers now in contention here for that fourth and final transfer spot as the 74 ride currently hangs on to it, but the white flag has been displayed. So one more time here for Alex Priestbaugh. Priestbaugh down the back straightaway into 3 and out of 4. Priestbaugh will pick up the C-Main win here this afternoon. And Priestbaugh will punch his ticket into the B-Main, so won't Ryan Elzy, Gabriel Forster, and Tommy Lavelle. Lavelle will also work his way into the show, or into the B-Main here this afternoon. He's still got more work to do here, ladies and gentlemen. If Tommy wants to work his way into this A-Main feature event, he's basically going to have to do this all over again as we'll get ready for that B-Main in just a few more moments. Let's take a look here at our C-Main finishing order as some of these drivers unfortunately will not see them again here this afternoon as Alex Priestbaugh, Ryan Elzy, Gabriel Foster, and Tommy Lavelle will all join us here for this B-Main consolation race. Unfortunately for Michael Vitale, Billy Roberts, their nights are going to come to a close there in that C-Main. Same with Nathan McMahon, Sebastian Labonte, Tony Dominguez, Mason Wells, Anthony Rosselli, and Joseph Broom will all unfortunately be eliminated from tonight's race. They are all going to join the fans in the stands here this evening, and we're going to get ready to set a few more of these drivers up for what could be a make or break situation here, as we are going to get a few more drivers into the show, and unfortunately a few more drivers, well, they have got to go. As we'll take a look here, top nine drivers will advance into the A-Main feature event. Everybody else will go home early. Starting on the pole in the 07 ride, that is Taylor Wasson. To his outside in the number 24, it is Zach Weisenflew. Starting in position number 3 in the 27, that is Benoit Savoy. They're in position number 3 to his outside, that is the 22 of Kenneth Coe. Starting in position number 5, that is Kevin Hebert. To his outside in the 79 ride is the FTM Super DIRTcar 79 ride of Dean Reynolds. Starting in position number 8 in the, or actually position number 7 in the 10 ride, that is Kevin Parenteau. And to his outside in the 8 ride, that is Anthony Ramsey. Then we see Philip Blanchard, Anthony Morano, our top 10 here on the Speedway. Jacob Nadeau, Patrick Maltis, Alex Priestbaugh, Ryan Elzy, Tommy Lavelle. Bringing out the rear of the field here is Gabriel Foster down on pit road. He's going to have to get restarted from pit lane here. So that's a tough break there for the 21 ride. And Foster having to start from pit road. He's going to have to hope for a quick and early caution flag to join the front of the field here this afternoon as our B-Main is underway here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Quickly, our B-Main getting underway here this afternoon is out in front, that 07 ride of Taylor Wasson. out in front, leading the way here. Zach Weisenfluff, though, trying to work to the outside here, and he is going to lead lap number 1. So a great move there in the WBCD number 24. It's 2 wide, 3 wide, 4 wide back there behind him as everyone trying to work themselves up and into the all-important 9th and final transfer spot here on the Speedway. All you gotta do is come home in the top 9. If you are outside of the top 9, if you're the other 7 drivers on the outside looking in, you will load up your ride and you will join the fans in the stands here this afternoon as all the beating and banging battling going on here. And unfortunately, Philip Blanchard slides all the way back now into the 13th position after a lot of beating and banging and battling as the 10 rider Kevin Parento trying to hang on to this ride. And look out, Patrick Maltis almost going around. Patrick Maltis almost going for a run down through 3 and 4. Somehow or another, everyone's able to keep their car pointed in the right direction, and we stay clean and green here on the Speedway. But back here, you see a few of our C-Main drivers battling here door to door. That's Tommy Lavelle, Ryan Elzy, Alex Briesbaugh, all right here back of the pack, trying to battle their way up through the field and trying to hope to get to the front. And unfortunately, they haven't found a whole lot of ground right now. All of our B-Main contenders still up here holding the top 12 positions on the Speedway. Our 4 drivers that we added from the C-Main still back there in the 13th, 14th, 15th, and 16th spot. And Zach Weisenfluh leads the way. Taylor Wasson there in second. Benoit Savoy there in position number 3. Kevin Hebert there in position number 4 with Kenneth Coe. Jacob Nadeau, Dean Reynolds, Anthony Morano, and Anthony Ramsey rounding out our top 9 here on the Speedway. Ramsey on right now in that 9th and final transfer spot has Philip Blanchard right there behind him as Blanchard trying to work himself into that all-important final transfer spot, and he's going to have one more lap to do so as the final time around here for Zach Weisenfluh is Weisenfluh down through 3 and out of 4. Zach Weisenfluh will pick up the B-Main win here this afternoon, but the heat is on for that 9th and final transfer spot, and it looks like Anthony Ramsey will pick up that final transfer position here in our B-Main consolation race. Let's take a look here at it as our B-Main here in this one quickly. We'll take a look and see these drivers that were able to work their way into the show and who unfortunately will have to go. Is Zach Weisenfluh, Taylor Wasson, Benoit Savoy, Kevin Hebert, Kenneth Coe, Jacob Nadeau, Dean Reynolds, Anthony Morano, and Anthony Ramsey all going to work their way into the A-Main feature event. Our top 9 transferred on. Everybody else, unfortunately, having to load up their rides and join the fans in the stands. And that first driver missing out on the show here in this B-Main is Philip Blanchard, Kevin Parento, Patrick Maltis, Alex Briesbaugh, Tommy Lavelle, I do believe that's Ryan Elzy and Gabriel Foster, unfortunately missing out on this A-Main feature event here this afternoon. A tough break there for some of those drivers, but some good racing and some good driving there to work their way up and through the field as we're going to get ready for our redraw here this afternoon. Our redraw about to get underway, and we're going to get ready to see where these drivers will get stacked up, where they'll get racked up and ready to jump in here for our consolation or for our redraw here. I don't see any of the admins in here for our redraw right now, so this is interesting. I thought we were gonna have the boys jump into the, oh, there we go. All right, fellas, you guys ready for the redraw or what?
Yeah,
no.
I just share my screen.
Yep.
So you can
pop that
watch
out
it
here real quick.
Alright, so the first one to redraw is Sean McPhee.
Second here.
Alright.
Get this more centered onto the screen so everybody can see. There we go. Okay. It's all yours, brother.
Perfect. The first one is Sean McPhee. Sean McPhee, 7th. Alright, after that we got Ethan Bill. Ethan Bill, 3rd. After we got Sam Backman, 9th for Sam. And then we got Logan Herbert, 5th for Logan. And then we got Nick Brundage, First, on the pole for Nick Brundage. And then we got Brady Cornett. Second for Brady. So we move on with Kenny Cudney. It's got the 8th position. And then, oh, I missed it, but Mike Brewer will have the 4th and William Racine will get the 6th. So here it is, your redraw for tonight.
Perfect. Beauty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Redrawn done quickly just like that. A lot of different drivers going from what would have been the front of the field to the back of the pack here. So that's going to make things very, very interesting here this afternoon. Shout out there to all the boys coming in here as that completely messed up my my stuff here. Oh no. Oh no, we're currently out of the race right now, ladies and gentlemen. Give me 2 seconds here. Let me try to get us back in here. Let me fire up iRacing once again here. Okay, that was interesting. So it closed out of iRacing on us. That's never fun. Dropped us out of there watching that. Let's see if this can get us back in here. Our server currently has a connection for you to the session. Yes, I understand that, but I'm not in the session anymore. Oh gosh, chat, hold on here. Hold up. Hold up. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. It's good. It's good now. We're good now. There we go. Okay, we can rejoin the session now. Thank gosh. Thank gosh. I don't know. I must have dropped us for packet loss or something when we opened up the Discord window right there. So we'll have to keep that in mind for the next time we have to do this to hopefully not run into that issue again. As we get loaded back in here, though, these drivers are going to be jumping out onto the racetrack for a quick warm-up session. So they're going to be jumping out onto the Speedway. They're going to be getting their last little bit of testing and tuning in, making sure that their cars are absolutely pristine and perfect and ready to go here for our A main feature event. Is our A main about to get underway? We just did that redraw. You guys were able to see and hear where these drivers are going to be restarting this afternoon, where they're going to be kind of getting going. Some of those drivers were supposed to start at the front of the field will now start about mid-pack, and some of those drivers that were supposed to start, middle of the top 10 will now start up at the front of the field. So that's going to make things that much more interesting, that much more fun to watch, as some of those drivers, maybe a little quicker and going to have to try to battle back through the field here. As there you go, we are back into the session. We can see these drivers back out there on the racetrack, rocking and rolling, getting some laps in, getting their practice in, and getting ready to rock and roll here for our A main feature event. Is our A main coming up next? I'm going to get a quick drink into me, so don't go anywhere as we're going to crank it up here during this warm-up session and get ready for our A main feature event. Is our A main about to get underway here from the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you came here for a show. Well, here you go. As our A main feature event is about to get underway, these drivers getting ready to jump out onto the speedway here for the A-Main here this afternoon. As drivers jumping out onto the speedway, we'll get ready to go through what would have been our starting order, as some of these drivers will get moved around our redraw, reforming our top 9 on the speedways. Sean McPhee, Ethan Bill, Samuel Bachman, Logan Herbert, Nick Brundage, Brady Cornett, Kenny Cudney, Mike Brewer, and William Ratson all going to that redraw. Things getting completely mixed up there for those drivers, and I do believe we will see Brundage start here in that top spot, and to his outside, starting on the front row, will be the 2 ride of Brady Cornett here this afternoon. But as they kind of move around and get put into the correct positions, we will go through all the drivers that are going to start back there behind him. And starting in the 10th spot will be the 92 ride of Tristan Leducer. Leducer will start there in position number 10. To his to the 11th position is the 20 ride of Elliot Gamesh. Aaron Brown back there in the 12th spot with CJ Lavar, Jason White, Zach Weisenflew, Brad Mikulowski, Taylor Wasson, Benoit Savoy, NFCO, Kevin Hebert, Jacob Nadeau, Dean Reynolds, Anthony Ramsey, Anthony Morano, bringing up the rear of the field here of our top 24 drivers here this afternoon. As 24 drivers will get ready to go to battle, it is Nick Brundage. Brundage will lead us down to the green flag here this afternoon, as each and every one of these drivers ready to go to battle, ready to duke it out here this afternoon in what is going to be another amazing show. Brundage, Cornett 1 and 2, Bill Brewer there in row number 2, William Rassin, Logan Herbert there in 5th and 6th with Kenny Cudney, Sean McPhee, Samuel Bachman, and Tristan Leducer. Our top 10 here on the speedway is Nick Brundage down at the corner number 4. We'll end all the anticipation with our feature presentation as we are quickly green flag racing, and the caution flag going to come out just as quick here this afternoon. Is some contact down and out of corner number 4, and unfortunately I did see the 25 ride of Kenny Cudney getting up into the outside fence here, running into some issues on the initial start here this afternoon in the DIRTcar performance ride. Unfortunately running into some early issues here. Let's take a look and see what happened to this number 25 ride. Is going to the green flag. He gets a good start. Unfortunately gets into the back end of William Resson. The 92 ride, Leducer, gets into the back end of him. That sends Cudney up the racetrack hard into the outside fence. To see the 92, the 56, everyone stacking up trying to avoid the 25 ride, who's up into the outside fence. See the 4 ride doing a catwalk down the front straightaway, and that's what will give us our first caution flag of the day. And there goes the 27 ride of Benoit Savoy, hard up into the outside fence. He'll actually climb that outside wall there in corner number 1, but heavy right front damage, and he'll have to take that car down pit side to get repairs, as we'll get everyone stacked back up and ready to go back to green flag racing here in this one. It is the 916 of Nick Brundage who continues to lead the way. As ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are just showing up, if you guys are just tuning in, as Davey Ward says, McPhee. Is that not what I've been saying? What have I been saying? McAfee? Maybe McPhee. I thought I was saying that right. You read names so quickly. It happens so quick. We're just reading away as fast as we can. I get a split second to quickly read those names, so I do apologize if I get them wrong, especially the French ones I normally get wrong. McPhee, though, is usually a pretty easy one, but McPhee in that beautiful number 1 ride out there on the speedway, currently scored in position number 7 on the speedway. He's ready to go back to battle, ready to go back to green flag racing. I do believe we're waiting for Benoit Savoy to jump back out here. There he is, the 92 ride of Tristan Leducer will get the EOL and have to start here at the rear of the field for that mistake on the restart there. A tough break there for the 92 ride, last week's winner, unfortunately now at the back of the pack. So a tough break right there for Leducer, as we'll get them all stacked up, racked up, ready to go back to green flag racing, as Nick Brundage leading the way here with the 2 rider Brady Cornett to his outside. The Thrill, Ethan Bill, they're in position number 3 with Mike Brewer to his outside. Is Tristan Ladd, is it Ladd-Ducer or Leducer? It's literally the same thing, just a different pronunciation of lad. Just you guys pronounce it way differently. Ladd-Ducer, Ladd-Ducer, Leducer, Ladd-Ducer, Ladd-Ouser. Come on now, come on now. You're French, I'm sorry. We're English. I'm English, I speak English, I read English, everything is English. It's no parlez-vous français, unfortunately. Latticer. Latticer? Is that how you say that? Latticer? Because it does not read like that at all. And the boys in the Q West League, they told me that I was saying it right. So, Latticer. Latticer. Don't know where that other A is coming from to make Lad-oos. Else. But, okay, I won't argue with you. It's your last name, Joey. I won't argue with you. I'll try to correct it. I'll try to change it in my mind here as Nick Brundage will see that green flag fly here once again. Brundage out in front, looking to try to run away with this one as here comes the Thrill. Ethan Bill back there in position number 2. As here comes Brady Cornett, as Cornett there in that 3rd spot, trying to work himself back into position number 2 after losing that 2nd spot to the 14 ride. As door-to-door action all around the racetrack, 2 wide, 3 wide, battling here down through the corners as each and every one of these drivers trying to work themselves up and through the field. You see that 4 ride of CJ LeBaire trying to work himself back up and through the traffic here as here comes Aaron Brown in the 56 and the 25 ride of Kenny Cudney trying to work his way up towards the front of the field. One of our podium finishers last week trying to make it 2 weeks in a row up on the podium here for the 25 ride, but kind of stuck in traffic back here, battling for position number 7 on the Speedway. Zach Weisenflue trying to work his way up and through the field here after picking up that B main win. The 24 finds himself now inside the top 10, looking to get a good run there underneath the 25 of Kenny Cudney here on the Speedway. But it's Nick Brundage who continues to lead the way. Brundage out in front. Ethan Bill there in second. Logan Herbert there in position number 4 as the 2 ride is not showing as our 3rd place driver right now. I'm not sure why iRacing has the 2 of Brady Cornett scored back in the 22nd position. He's definitely not back there. Same with William Rassin, scored in 23rd here, unless if they have penalties or black flags potentially here. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to keep an eye out on that. Same with the number 15 of Mike Brewer, all the way scoring back here as the 24th driver, but currently running in about the 7th spot on the Speedway. So that really mixes things up as Brundage, though, out in front. Bill there in second. Logan Herbert and in tow as he's back there trying to hunt down that 2 ride of Cornett. As there we go, that fixed itself as the caution flag does fly. So the caution flag going to come out here as Mike Brewer. Oh no, all the Mike Brewer fans in the stands. Brace yourselves for this one as Brewer unfortunately going to get tore up here a little bit. He is going to be the issue here in the caution flag number 2 in this feature event. As there you go, a little contact there between him and Sam Bachman as Bachman trying to get checked up right there. You can see him get onto the binders, trying to avoid contact here with that 15 ride. Unfortunately, they just run out of room. Watch the 007 on the bottom of the screen right here. He's getting a good run, gets to the back bumper here of that 15 ride, and then all of a sudden, he finds himself in there a little too far. That gets the 15 right sideways. He gets onto the binders, hoping that the 15 can correct it and get pointed back in the right direction. Unfortunately, nothing that the Public Enemy setup shop number 15 of Mike Brewer could do as he goes for a loop-de-loop and some pretty good contact there into that inside fence here. And so quickly, the Things happen here at Cedar Lake Speedway, and unfortunately there for Mike Brewer, some pretty good damage there for the 15 riders. We'll get them all ready to roll here once again. We'll get ready to go back to green flag racing. I do believe that we saw Mike Brewer stay out on the racetrack, did not come down pit sign for repairs, as Nick Brundage going to get ready for another restart. And look back through the field, and Lattiser back here in position number 16. Lattiser trying to work himself up from getting that EOL during our first caution break. He's been picking them off and slowly but surely working his way up a little closer to the front of the pack here, trying to reel back in the top 10 this afternoon, as Jacob Nadeau back there behind him. And then we see a bunch of other very fast drivers all around him here. Taylor Wasson, Benoit Savoy, Anthony Morano, Anthony Ramsey, Dean Reynolds back here in the 22nd position. And then you see Mike Brewer and Kenny Cudney back here in 23rd and 24th. This Cudney did take his 25 ride down pit side to get some repairs done to it. Unfortunately for Cudney, he now finds himself all the way back there at the rear of the field, and this is not a place that you normally see this 25 ride at the back of the pack, so we'll have to wait and see if he can try to navigate his way through the traffic and back up towards the front of the field. As the Public Enemy setups, number 916 and Nick Brundage going to get ready for another big restart here in this one. The Thrill, Ethan Bill, will beat to his outside. The two of Brady Cornett right there on his back bumper. Then we see Logan Herbert, Sean McPhee, William Rassin, Gabriel Gamesh, Elliot Gamesh, sorry, I don't know where Gabriel came from. Elliot Gamesh in the 20 ride. CJ Laver, Aaron Brown, and Zach Weisenflew now rounding out our top 10 here on the Speedway, as we will get these drivers lined back up into their correct positions here on the racetrack. We'll get ready to go back to battle. We'll get ready to go back to war here this afternoon. It's already about 10 laps of this race in, and still a lot of laps left to go. So a lot of things can happen. A lot of drivers can unfortunately go back and forth. As go MP coming in with the raid as well over there on Twitch. Welcome in, coming in, showing the big love here in this one. MP coming in, showing the big love there with that raid of 2 coming in, showing the big love. Says hello, how are you, MP? Hopefully you're having yourself a wonderful day here this afternoon as we get these drivers stacked up, racked up, and ready to go back to green flag racing. The 916 of Nick Brundage out in front. Brundage leads the way here in this one. So far, he has been the reflection of perfection, has not allowed another driver to lead a lap here this afternoon. But Ethan Bill, Brady Cornett, Logan Herbert, Sean McPhee, all looking to try to jump up and take this tough spot away from the 916, as Nick Brundage down at a quarter 4 gets another great restart here over the rest of the field. Up the racetrack and into the outside wall just ever so slightly was Ethan Bill, and that will open up the door for the Blackjack number 2 machine of Brady Cornett to battle down to his inside. As door to door once again, elbows up, racing all throughout the field. 2, 3, 4, 5 wide through the middle of these corners. Each of these drivers try to work themselves up towards the front of the field. See Elliot Gamesh right there in the thick of things, trying to work himself down low underneath of that number 35 ride of William Rassin. Rassin continue to try to hold him off here for that 6th position on the Speedway, as McPhee trying to work himself up towards the front of the field. McPhee, I do believe, was supposed to start in that pole position here this afternoon. Unfortunately, the redraw had him starting all the way back in about the 7th or 8th spot here to start this race. So one of the fastest drivers out there on the racetrack. He was quickest out there for our qualifying session and ended up winning that pole position and had a great heat race. And now he's trying to pay that back. He's trying to work himself back up towards the front of the field and now able to move around Ethan Bill. He'll slide into that 4th position. So look out as McPhee trying to work himself towards the front of the pack here. And CJ Laver a little farther back. Here comes that 23 rider, Brad Miklowski, as well, as Brad has worked himself now into the 9th position. He's up 6 spots on the Speedway. So is it CJ Laver and the number 6 71 ride right here as well. Kevin Hebert up 7 spots on the Speedway as Zach Weisenflew trying to hold off Tristan Lattiser there in position number 11 as Lattiser trying to work himself back inside the top 10. He rolls around the outside of the 71 ride as they battle door to door, almost 3 wide back here for position number 10 on the Speedway. Move Lattiser now into that 11th spot here on the Speedway as the 24 ride. Zach Weisenflew there in 10th, rolling the middle to outside lane, trying to stay underneath the 23 of Brad Miklowski for that 9th spot on the Speedway. Is out in front, it's all Nick Brundage. Brundage continuing to lead the way here in this one. Brundage out in front, trying to stretch that lead out here as we are already 1/3 of the way through this feature event. 20 laps down, 40 more laps left to go here from Cedar Lake Speedway as Logan Herbert going to move around Brady Cornett into position number 2. Now Cornett trying to hold on to that 3rd spot of Sean McPhee right there, working down to his inside. McPhee trying to jump into that 3rd spot here on the Speedway as they're all chasing down that 916 right. A little contact right there as McPhee comes up a little bit too high. That's going to open up the door though for him to slide into position number 3 here on the Speedway. William Rassin back there on the 5th spot with Elliot Gamesh there in 6th. Ethan Bell all over his back bumper is Bill the Thrill back there in position number 7 with Brad Miklowski now into position number 8. CJ LeVere and Zach Weisenflew rounding out our top 10 as we have lost. Where did Tristan Lattiser go? Lattiser all the way back here now into about the 20th position on the Speedway. Something happened to that 92 machine as he was just up battling, trying to work himself inside the top 10. Now finds himself just trying to hang on to a top 20 out here on the Speedway, and that's not where you want to be for our week 1 winner of the season, as the 92 ride was able to get the job done last week at the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway, but now back here battling, hanging on to the 20th position on the racetrack. Another one of our top 3 finishers from last week, Kenny Cudney. He finds himself all the way back here battling in that 16th position, trying to work himself underneath the 22 of Kenneth Coe. Coe trying to hang on to that 15th spot on the Speedway and trying to keep Kenny Cudney back there behind him, but out in front it's still Nick Brundage. Brundage continuing to lead the way. So far he's been the reflection of perfection here this afternoon, with Logan Herbert right there behind him in that 1 ride of Sean McPhee there in position number 3. And then you see Brady Cornett, William Rassin, our top 5 here on the racetrack. Gamesh, Bill Miklowski, Zach Weisenflew, CJ LeVere bringing up the rear of our top 10. Then you see Kevin Hebert, Aaron Brown, Jason White in that Premier Racing Setups 22C machine back there in that 13th position. He's got Benoit Savoy down to his inside. Savoy trying to work himself around that 22, and here comes Kenny Cudney. Cudney right down low as the Dirty Dig Performance ride, trying to slide job 2 drivers down through 1 and 2 as he's going to be able to pull the trigger and clear the 22 ride, but the 27 going to cross him back over and work down to his inside as that Kenny Cudney ride trying to work himself back up towards the front of the pack. He's got my boy Richard Murtaugh. Mr. Murtaugh coming in, showing the love. How are you, Rich? Rich coming in, showing the love, dropping that like on the stream. How are you, Mr. Murtaugh? How you doing this afternoon? As Nick Brundage continues to lead the way. Brundage, McPhee, Logan Herbert. Now our top 3 as McPhee continues his storm towards the front of the field. Was supposed to start in that pole position. Unfortunately, the redraw had him starting outside the top 6 here on the racetrack. Started all the way back in the 4th row, and now working his way up into contention for the race win as he slides into that 2nd spot. Now you see that 2 ride of Brady Cornett trying to work himself around the RJR number 76 ride of Logan Herbert. Herbert trying to battle there to his outside, but oh baby, I thought he was going to pull the trigger on a sliding job there. Couldn't quite clear that 76, and Herbert will hang on to position number 3. Cornett will follow right there in tow, and slowly but surely you see William Rassin, Ethan Bill, and Elliot Gamesh trying to hunt down our top 5 here on the Speedway. Brad Miklowski back there in the 8th spot with Zach Weisenflew, CJ LeVere, Kevin Hebert, Aaron Brown, Kenny Cudney, Jason White, Benoit Savoy, our top 15. Kenneth Coe, Tristan Lattiser, back there in the 17th spot. Then we see Dean Reynolds, Anthony Morano, Taylor Wasson, Jacob Nadeau, Anthony Ramsey, Sam Bachman, Mike Brewer bringing up the rear of the field as we see the caution flag coming back out here in this one. So our third caution flag here of the afternoon. Not too sure where this one might have been. Might have been William Rassin right here running into some issues. Let's take a look here. Rassin down low gets a great run here on McPhee and that number 76 of Herbert. Unfortunately, gets some contact there with the left rear of Logan Herbert, and unfortunately that busts that right front all to shreds here. You see that right front unfortunately dug into the ground. Flat tire, broken right front suspension after that hard hit right there, and then he washes right up into the 14 ride. Nowhere to go there for the thrill of Ethan Bill, and unfortunately you see that 35 stopped on the racetrack, and that will bring out our caution flag here in this one. So a tough break there for the 35 rider William Rassin, who was battling up inside the top 5 and looking to continue on marching towards the front of the field, now parked deep in the pack and all the way back in the 24th spot here on the Speedway. So we'll get these drivers ready to go back to battle as Bree says, let's go. Jason White cheered on Mr. White out there on the Speedway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you guys are just tuning in and you haven't already, do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that follow and subscribe button as we go back to Green Flag Racing here at Cedar Lake Speedway. Nick Brundage quickly back to the lamp pedal and looking to try to keep these drivers back there at bay, but here comes Sean McPhee in the 76, but cautions, breeding cautions in the yellow flag coming right back out here in this one. So a quick caution flag after that restart, and unfortunately looks like the FTM number 32 of Anthony Morano going to run into some issues here. A little deeper in the field, Morano trying to work that 32 right up towards the front, and looks like he's going to look underneath the 79 of Dean Reynolds. He's going to get a piece of Reynolds, then hard into the infield tractor tire there on the back straightaway, and unfortunately that damage and that issue there for the 32 ride will be the caution flag here once again. So you'll be able to take that car down pit side, try to get some work done to it, and hoping to get back out there on the racetrack without losing a lap or having any more issues down on pit road, as we'll get them ready to go back to Green Flag Racing here once again. So we'll find everyone into the correct restarting position, and we'll get ready to go back to battle here this afternoon. There's only 22 more laps left to go here in this one, as JJ coming in, dropping that follow not only over on YouTube, but also coming in with that follow over on Twitch as well. I appreciate that. JJ coming in, showing the love there on Twitch and over on YouTube. I appreciate that, brother, showing the love on both of the channels here this evening, as we are live not only on YouTube, but also over on Twitch and Facebook at the same time as YouTube, as we are back to Green Flag Racing. The green flag quickly back out into the air for Nick Brundage. Brundage trying to hang on to this race lead, but Sean McPhee right there ready to pounce in position number 2. McPhee down low trying to jump up and take this top spot away from the number 916. Could be the first pass for the race lead here this afternoon, or can Nick Brundage hang on to it? Can he keep these drivers back there at bay? He does get up, scrape the outside fence. That may open up the door here for Sean McPhee down through quarter 1 and 2. A little contact deeper in the field. One driver stopped up there on the outside of corner number 1 and 2, and that will be our caution flag. Looked like Sam Bachman and Mike Brewer running into some issues here again down through 1 and 2. Let's take a look back and see what happens here as the 007 ride working the outside groove here, gets up a little too far, tags that outside fence. Nowhere to go for Mike Brewer. He's going to get a little contact there into him, as you see that 07 having to go up on top of the wall and drive back down off of it there, and unfortunately that will bring out the caution flag here in this one. So a tough break there for that 007 rider, Sam Bachman. Get some more damage tore up here once again. Bachman, one of our heat race winners, looked very, very good early in this race. Unfortunately, the redraw took him from starting up inside the top 5 here for this feature event, starting back at about the 9th position. That's where he started, was in 9th here this afternoon, and right out of the get-go, ran in, found some issues, had some contact. Unfortunately, his night's been kind of an up and down evening, and unfortunately, it just keeps getting worse for the 007 ride, and he finds himself all the way back there in the 23rd position. And basically at the rear of the field is the only driver off the racetrack is the 35 rider William Rassin. Rassin keeping his car down pit side here and not coming back out onto the racetrack as of right now. We'll have to wait and see if he does rejoin the field here, but I do believe he's now fallen a couple laps down. As Nick Brundage, another good restart there in the 916, able to keep that race lead, keep that one right of Sean McPhee back there at bay. McPhee will have to try to mount another challenge, so will Logan Herbert, Brady Cornett, Ethan Bill, Elliot Gamesh, Brad Miklowski, Zach Weinzenflug, Kevin Hebert, and CJ LeVar bringing up the rear of the field, or rear of our top 10 here on the Speedway. Is our top 10, man, they are all over top of each other, each and every single one of them trying to get the run that they need to jump up another spot or two on the Speedway. You do see Brady Cornett taking a big run down low, looking for a little bit of a slide jump there through 1 and 2. Doesn't quite pull the trigger as the 76 rider Logan Herbert continues to find some good speed there on the outside lane around the Speedway. So they battle door to door for position number 2. As here we go, Sean McPhee looking for another big run here for the top spot as Brundage trying to keep him back there at bay as Brundage out in front, continuing to be the reflection of perfection here this afternoon. Logan Herbert trying to hang on to that third spot, looking for another podium finish here for the 76 ride to start this season as here comes Elliot Gamesh. Gamesh now looking to try to jump up into position number 4 as he works down low underneath that 2 ride. Move Elliot Gamesh now into position number 4 and looking for more out there on the Speedways. The 20 ride hooked up here this afternoon and now starting to work his way towards the front of the field. Brady Cornett back there at 5th with Ethan Bill, Brad Miklowski, Zach Weinzenflug, CJ LeVar, and it is Kevin Hebert who rounds out our top 10 here, but he is door to door. Now 3 wide as a little contact right there with that LeVar machine, the 4 ride. Unfortunately, that's going to move the 71 to the outside of the top 10 as Kenny Cudney going to slide in front of him here, but door to door action still for that 10th spot on the Speedway as Kenny Cudney trying to work himself back up through the traffic. Aaron Brown right there going to try to follow on through with Kenneth Coe, Jason White, and Taylor Watson, our top 15 on the Speedway. Dean Reynolds, Tristan Lattiser back there in the 17th spot, battling with Jacob Nadeau back here in the 18th spot. Sam Bachman, Mike Brewer, our top 20 with Anthony Ramsey, Anthony Morano, Benoit Savoy, and William Rassin rounding out our field here in this one is Nick Brundage continuing to lead the way here from the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway. Brundage out in front, showing these drivers how to get it done as only 9 more laps left to go. As JJ105 Jonah coming in not only with the follow over on Twitch, with a subscription over on YouTube, and coming in with the Prime sub over on the Twitch channel. JJ, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker Sub Club. Coming in and dropping that subscription here, the Prime sub this afternoon, man. I appreciate that. I much love there in that one. Coming in with that Prime sub over there on the Twitch live stream, man. That is a huge, huge, huge thank you there to JJ or Jonah, whichever one you do go by, JJ. I don't know if you go by JJ or if you go by Jonah. Whichever one you go by, man, I appreciate you coming in, showing the love here in this one. Is out in front. The 916. This time by the start-finish line, we'll see the high five from our flag band. 5 more laps left to go here in our A main feature event. Can Brundage hold on and pick up the checkered flag? Can he lead it from green to checkered here this afternoon and be that reflection of perfection? Is Sean McPhee still trying to track him down? And now we see Elliot Gamesh inside our top 3 on the Speedway. Gamesh able to slide around that 76 rider Logan Herbert. Herbert slides back into position number 4. And then you see Brady Cornett, our top 5 here on the Speedway, as Ethan Bill the Thrill back there in the 6th spot with Brad Miklowski, Zach Weinzenflug, Kenny Cudney, and CJ LeVar rounding out our top 10. Kevin Hebert, Kenneth Coe right there at 11th and 12th. Aaron Brown, Jason White, and Taylor Wasson are top 15. Tristan Lattiser, they're in 16th with Jacob Nadeau, Dean Reynolds, Sam Buckman, Mike Brewer are top 20. Anthony Morano, Benoit Savoy, Anthony Ramsey, and William Rassin rounding up the field as we see that white flag fly. So one more time around here for Nick Brundage. Brundage down through 3 for the final time. And a quarter number 4, Nick Brundage will pick up the checkered flag here from the beautiful Cedar Lake Speedway. Brundage able to pick up the win, a massive W here in race number 2 of the Q West Series here this afternoon. What a run, what a drive right there for Nick Brundage, the reflection of perfection here all evening long, and he's going to pull this 916 ride up and into the Cedar Lake Speedway victory lane. Sean McPhee going to come home in position number 2, and Logan Herbert in that third and final spot on the podium here this afternoon. Herbert, another top 3, just beating Elliot Gamesh back to the start-finish line, and Brady Cornett are top 5 here on the Speedway, but it's all Nick Brundage here in this one, man. What a run and what a drive there for Mr. Brundage, as Brundage coming home in that third spot, or in that top spot here. We're going to get ready for our see if we can get a little post-race interviews. We do have all 3 of these drivers in here, so let's get our top 3 up here for some post-race interviews. There we go. We see them in there now. Perfect. Perfect. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, they didn't want to do these post-race interviews until I said, hey, you know what? Let's get some post-race interviews here. Actually, no, James. I'll drag him in. As we're going to get ready for our race winner, Nick Brundage. We're going to pull Nick up here into the broadcast booth. Hey, Nick, it's Aaron up here in the Peacemaker Broadcasting booth. You get a copy?
Copy. How's it going?
Pretty good, Nick, man. What a run. What a drive. Take us back through this one as you were able to get that redraw luck here this afternoon. You're able to start here in that top spot, the pole position, and you're able to use it to your benefit as you lead every single lap here this evening. The reflection of perfection as you pull that 916 ride up and into the Cedar Lake Speedway victory lane, man. Take us back through this race and how excited you feel right now being up here in victory lane.
I'm pretty excited. Happy I could battle it out up front with my teammates, and we got lucky drawing the pole. Normally, I figured I was gonna draw 9, but we got lucky and ran a pretty good race. So pretty happy with it.
Absolutely, man. Running a perfect race here in this one, man. A couple times you had a few drivers right there trying to poke their nose underneath of you, trying to take this race lead away, but you're able to just keep on hitting your marks, keeping that car out of trouble and pointing in the right direction here and keeping them all at bay, man. And there's some heavy hitters back there behind you. We're getting a little nervous late in this race, seeing some of those caution flags and seeing McPhee, Herbert, Gamesh, Cornett all right back there to your rear bumper.
Oh yeah, I was definitely getting nervous, and I wasn't quite sure where to run because every time we would go under yellow, the track seemed to change a little bit. So I was definitely a little nervous, but I knew everybody was gonna race me clean, and just happy.
Absolutely. Well, definitely a happy day to be a Nick Brundage fan here this afternoon as you're able to pick up win number 2 here in the Q West Series. Nick, who would you like to thank for such a great run and great drive here this afternoon?
I just gotta thank Public Enemy Setups, Remy Graphics, and everybody else helps me out on the sim.
Absolutely, brother. Well, great run, great drive, and we can't wait to see it back out there on the racetrack next Sunday, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth and maybe right back up here in Victory Lane.
Hopefully, thank you.
Absolutely. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and congratulations again on the checkered flag here this afternoon.
You too. Have a good one.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, give it up here for our race winner, Nick Brundage. Brundage picking up the win and pulling the 916 into victory lane here this afternoon as we'll get ready for our second place finisher. The number 1 ride, I know SDK, our overlay, will say 02. It's not the 02, it is the one machine of Sean McPhee, who comes home in position number 2. Sean, do you get a copy?
Yeah, I'm here.
John, man, a very good run, a very good race. Unfortunately, the redraw here kind of hurt you in this one, sent you back starting, back in, I do believe, the 7th or 8th position, but you're able to slowly but surely pick your way through them and methodically get yourself up here into that second spot, and you still have quite a few laps left here in a couple late race restarts to try to figure out a way to get around that 916 and Nick Brundage. Unfortunately, you just couldn't quite get the run you were looking for to make that pass and take that top spot away from Nick here this afternoon, man. Take us back through this race. What's going through your mind after this one comes to a close?
Well, all of us are buddies, so me, Nick, Logan, and Brad were all on a call. So it's really hard to race hard like that because like you're all friends and you're talking. So we made our way through the field, and at one point it was Nick, Logan, and me. And then Logan missed the bottom and hit a tire, and I got around him. And at that point, I mean, me and Logan, I think, were faster. But I mean, track position is huge here at Cedar, especially when it gets slick. Like if you don't miss your line on the top, you pretty much got it. We were just talking to James about it. I think it was the best possible track we could have had because it raced pretty good. It's just at the end, it's always locked down slider 3 and 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely gets to that point, and pretty much any of the classes that we see here in iRacing, not normally do we see a 24 car field for 60 laps have a multiple lane racetrack late in the race here at Cedar Lake Speedway, but you guys seem to make it happen still. I mean, we saw a lot of action, 2-3 wide back there behind you guys, everyone trying to jump up and battle with you. What was kind of going through your mind throughout the later half of this race, knowing that there were some very fast cats trying to work their way up towards the front of the field, like Elliot Gamesh and Ethan Bill, Brad Miklowski, all right there ready to pounce and try to break you guys up here and get the top 4 of you guys kind of outside of the top 5.
I knew you couldn't make a mistake, so like sometimes you just have to slow yourself down so you don't mess up. I was waiting for Nick to mess up. He's a bit newer to the sim. He's one of our buddies, but he didn't, which is why he won that race. But Logan, I knew, was right there, so I knew if I messed up, he'd get by me. And once you get out of the groove, I mean, you start dropping back. That's what happened to Ethan. But I mean, when you see an opportunity, you got to take it. Whether you got to rub a little bit, 3 wide, you got to make it happen and get in front of them.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to kind of wait for them to make a mistake where you can take advantage of it. Unfortunately, here in this one, I mean, maybe you guys are giving away too many of your secrets here to Nick Brundage, as he made 0 mistakes here late in this race and was able to bring home a big win. But you guys are right there, as you said, all 3 buddies and technically 4 up inside the top 5 here is going to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, Elliot's on our team too, so that was pretty cool to see him at the end. We're all racing pretty hard. I mean, this is 2nd week in a row that I got screwed by the redraw. I drew 12th last week, so this is better. But, I mean, same thing. You just got to go. Vloos is a lot less forgiving, though. I mean, we didn't have a track reset, which, I mean, it's the first race. I'm not upset at them. But, I mean, you just got to go. So I think moving forward, we got to try to stay up front in the heats and qualifying, and hopefully we get lucky one of these times. I mean, you can't always draw bad.
You say that, but you just never know. But hopefully here next week we can see you back in that redraw, get some redemption, get some good luck, and maybe start up on the front row like Nick did here this afternoon. But Sean, you're able to still drive your way back up into the 2nd spot and finish off what was an incredible night for the One Machine here this afternoon. Who would you like to thank for such a great run and great performance here at Cedar Lake Speedway?
I gotta thank you for putting it on. I gotta thank Eric and James and Raphael. They do a really good job with this league. I mean, we've been running it the past 2 years. Me and Elliot, we won the duo championship last year, and he won the single last year, so that was cool. I own a team called Public Enemy Setups. I know this is fixed, but there's a lot of good guys over there. We always test, so it's pretty cool to be able to race against people that are gonna run up front. We learn a lot, so I gotta thank everybody there because I mean, it's keeping you sharp all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. Running with friends, running with, virtually family here out there on the racetrack, as you guys are on the sim virtually every single night, talking, chit-chatting, and getting to know each other on different levels, and that really helps build the friendship and the brotherhood there, and continue seeing you guys lean on each other and get some great finishes and great runs, and as you said, looking for maybe another championship here this season for the Team Enemy rides, and you guys are off to a good start here in this one as you park it in position number 2, and all 5 of the top 5 Team Enemy drivers, so that's pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, thank you.
Sean, a great run, a great drive. Congratulations on the 2nd place run here this afternoon. We can't wait to see you back out there next Sunday, and hopefully we'll see you right back up here in the broadcast booth, maybe one spot better and up in victory lane.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good night.
You do. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Sean McPhee. Is McPhee coming home there in position number 2? We'll get ready to pull in our third place finisher here this afternoon, the number 76 Ryan. Now, I know the graphic will say the 611, but he's in the 76 machine here in these races. It is Logan Herbert. Logan, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Logan, man, another good run, another good race here for you this afternoon, man. A lot of hard fighting back there behind that 916. Nick Brundage, as he tried to give him a run for his money a couple times out there on the Speedway, unfortunately just couldn't quite get there. And then throughout that race, you saw, McPhee get around you. Then you had to battle there with Elliot Gamesh and Brady Cornett for a lot of laps out here on the Speedway, man. Take us back through it. And how do you feel to come home inside the top 3 once again here this evening?
Yeah, I mean, a top 3 is not bad. I mean, I guess you'll take what they give you. I mean, I just felt like, the entire 60 laps, we just didn't have any luck. And every time I got behind someone, they just hit the wall, and I'd have to go to the middle to avoid them and get past. And, it's just Cedar Lake, so you get passed by 2 to 3 cars every time. So, I mean, it was just unlucky. I'm happy with the 3rd.
Absolutely. Still coming home in a 3rd spot here, getting some good points, and again having another good race in back-to-back races to start the season. Off to a bit of a hot start here. You're feeling pretty good, rolling through these races and getting a lot of these races under your belt that you could potentially be a driver, battling here for that championship all season long.
Yeah, I mean, I like running for the point just because you got to stay consistent. I mean, I feel like both of the races I had a shot at winning. I should have won, but I mean, I'm happy with the 2nd and 3rd. I mean, really, I'm just a chill guy that likes high racing.
Absolutely. Well, you definitely had some great racing here again this afternoon, man. As you park it up in position number 3 and back up on the podium here, Logan, who would you like to thank for another great run and great race here this afternoon?
I like to thank all my buddies, Nick Brundage, Brad Michalowski, Sean McPhee, Damian Ward, Taylor Wason, and there's a lot more. You for broadcasting, Eric and James for putting this on, and I know I'm forgetting a lot, but that'll be all for now.
All right, brother. Well, I'm sure we're going to have more talks with you up here inside the broadcast booth with more and more great finishes here for the 76 ride here in this series. Logan, congrats on the 3rd place run. We look forward to seeing you back out there on the racetrack next Sunday and hopefully right back up here on the broadcast booth.
Thank you.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up there for Logan Herbert, our 3rd place finisher here this afternoon. Logan coming home there in that 3rd spot. Unfortunately, that will bring a close here to our top 3 in our post-race interviews here this afternoon. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up here for all these amazing drivers, man, putting on one heck of a show, one heck of a race here for us all evening long, man. That was a ton of fun and a ton of great racing action. A huge congratulations again to Nick Brundage with picking up the checkered flag here in race number 2 of the Q West Racing League. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, unfortunately, that is going to do it for us here this afternoon. If you haven't already, please make sure you guys do us a favor. It's absolutely free to do. Even if you're re-watching the broadcast and you're just getting to this point, make sure you guys hit the like button, hit that share button, hit that follow or subscribe button if you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. Become part of the Peacemaker family here today. Turn those bell notifications on. That way you never miss it when we go green flag racing here on Peacemaker Gaming, as we'll be back here probably tomorrow doing something. I don't know what. We may take the night off. All depends on how much work we really got to do tomorrow. I know we got some concrete coming, so I'm not looking forward to that, but hopefully we can get done at a decent time, and hopefully we'll hop on here and maybe put up a couple fun run races. And if not, we will be back here at least on Tuesday. We will be back in the booth with some more broadcasting, some more racing as the HCK Beagles Truck Series will get back in action here on Tuesday afternoon. Listen, I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in. Everyone already coming in, showing the love with the likes, the comments, the shares, man. I appreciate each and every single one of you. To any of our new followers, any of our new subscribers, welcome to the Peacemaker family. Welcome to the Peacemaker crew here this afternoon, and I can't wait to see you guys back in here in the next one, as this is it for for me in this race from up here in the broadcast booth, and hopefully I'll see you guys all back in here tomorrow and or Tuesday, and in some of our other races here on Peacemaker Gaming, and hopefully I'll see you right back up in the grandstands watching these drivers duke it out in the next one. But thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all later. Peace out for now, baby. Peace out for now, ladies and gentlemen.